Hey everyone, you're here with Mark on Perfect Gardens TV. So today we got another wonderful question, actually two of them from East Coast Space. Thank you for the video. Although I use drops of balance with every watering, I don't use it as a foliar spray. What would be the added benefit for using it that way? That's question number one. Second question is, what is the difference between EM1 and BAM? If you don't know what BAM is, BAM stands for badass microbes. So bam, right? And that's how we kind of take care of our soil biology. So this is going to be a two-part video. First part's going to be why I use drops of balance as a foliar spray. And then the second question is going to be what's the difference between EM1 and BAM. So let's go ahead and get into it. So benefits of using foliar spray with drops of balance. So the two biggest things is understanding what minerals are needed for photosynthesis. And then second is to kind of understand, depending upon how you're growing, whether you're using organic or a pesticide or a fungicide of any level, most people use pesticides, fungicides as a foliar spray. So if you're going to use something to kill the bugs, you're going to want to use a foliar spray also to clean up your problem. If it is a problem, depending upon what type of pesticide or fungicide you're using. So it's a two-part, the pesticide, fungicide, cleaning it, and then the second part is understanding what types of minerals are needed for photosynthesis. So let's get into understanding what minerals are needed for photosynthesis and then the benefits of them. And all of these minerals are available in drops of balance, just to make it clear on that, except for nitrogen. So what you need are, you're going to need nitrogen. Nitrogen is essentially vital to the production of chlorophyll. So that's why you need it for photosynthesis. Phosphorus is primarily responsible for the growth of stems, flowers, leaves, and roots, as well as transferring energy through the plant. So that's why you need it for photosynthesis. Potassium helps with the movement of water, carbohydrates, and other nutrients throughout the plant tissues, activates enzymes in the plant that controls proteins. Proteins are needed for everything in the plant. Sulfur. Sulfur is important for allowing the plants to use nitrogen to produce chlorophyll. Magnesium plays a key role in the production of growth enzymes and in photosynthesis. Calcium activates enzymes, is a structural component of the cell wall, influences water movement in the cells, and is necessary for cell growth and division. Calcium is needed throughout the entire process because the plant's growing. Iron is critical for the production of chlorophyll. Boron is important in small amounts because it aids in seed production, cellular health, and development, and in the transportation of sugar, energy throughout the plant. So ATP production, which is all around photosynthesis. Manganese is involved in enzyme activity for photosynthesis, respiration, and nitrogen metabolism. Zinc helps in chlorophyll and carbohydrate production. Molybdenum, important component for enzymes that help synthesize amino acids and process nitrogen. Copper aids photosynthesis, plant metabolism, and respiration. So that's why also drops of balance is essential when using it as a foliar spray program, because it is literally the most comprehensive trace mineral product in the world. You will not find anything better than drops of balance. Guaranteed. Any product out there that says that they provide trace minerals, you ask them, does it also clean tap water? Does it clean well water? Does it fix your water problem? If it doesn't do that, then you know it's a completely different product. So that's why it's essential as a foliar spray product, because you need these trace minerals to maximize your photosynthesis. And if you're growing indoors, you really want as much of that light to be absorbed as possible so you can use less of the light, so your electricity bill is less expensive. The second part is cleaning any pesticides and fungicides if you are using them. So how does drops of balance work? The minerals cause an ion exchange, which starts a 4-stage process that scrubs the water of over 250 contaminants: pesticides, fungicides, insecticides, VOCs, and heavy metals. So when you put drops of balance in the water, whether it's at 1 ml per gallon or 5 mLs, it's just, if you use it at 1 ml, it's going to happen a lot slower. At 5 mLs, it's going to happen a lot faster. So you're going to start to see a flocculation, a precipitation, a coagulation, and a deposition where literally the material falls out of the water. Most growers, they have a large water reservoir, and the water is able to sit for a few days as they're pulling water from it. Normally, they're going to see that heavy deposition, what precipitates out of the water, on the bottom of the water reservoir. So this is how it cleans your plant of pesticides and fungicides if you are using any heavy integrated pest management solutions. After the 4 stages of the ion exchange are complete, a honeycomb-shaped structure is left behind due to the power of the ionic sulfate minerals, while also activating oxygen for an extended period of time. So literally, drops of balance restructures the water. This is what water normally looks like. There's lots of machines out there that restructure water, but they only restructure water for a few hours, so it ends up being a farce. With drops of balance, actually, it creates this honeycomb shape that as long as the minerals are in the water, this honeycomb shape is going to exist in your water. And if you can imagine, with the more structure, the water is able to hold on to more material like trace minerals. And that's why, because of something called the law of minimum, law of tolerance, you hear me talk about it all the time, the trace minerals is actually what makes more things available to your plant through nutrient uptake and enzymatic production. So it's not the macro mineral. It's not by adding more calcium, more magnesium. It's actually by adding in the least thing that the environment is missing to increase the uptake of everything else. And so this is also another important reason why you want to use it as a foliar spray, is because it's going to make your water more efficient because of the honeycomb shape. So now there's 3 reasons. Cleans, it adds trace minerals that are essential for photosynthesis, and it restructures the water so that it's more efficient on holding on to more minerals. Drops of balance reduces harmful contaminants in water and soil that your crops grow in. That's also another thing. As you're foliar spraying, the water is going to drift down to the soil, and it's going to help revitalize your soil as well. A lot of people ask me, like, why don't I just foliar spray your plants? Well, the reason why is because the problem is really in your soil. We have to clean the soil of harmful contaminants to allow your soil biology to come back to life. After you do that, then you can actually reduce the amount of minerals you're giving, as long as you're not reintroducing harmful contaminants, and revert over to a foliar spray program, because less minerals are going to be needed. It's one of those great products where over time, as long as you change your practices over time, it's going to help you get there, and you're going to be able to eliminate them because you're not reintroducing harmful contaminants that mess up your soil biology. So how we recommend to use your foliar spray is to actually add in 4 mLs per gallon of drops of balance, and then to add in between 40 mLs to 80 mLs per gallon of Organoshield. So let's say if you have a complete infestation in your garden, you're going to want to start with 80 mLs per gallon of the Organoshield with 4 mLs per gallon of drops of balance. You're going to want to know the life cycle of the bug. Okay, that's critical. So if the bug has a 3-week life cycle, you're going to want to be spraying every 3 to 4 days. Initially, you're going to want to spray at a rate of 80 mLs per gallon, and then every time thereafter, it will be at a rate of 40 mLs per gallon, making sure you're adding in 4 mLs per gallon with drops balance. The reason why you want to use Organoshield is because we went through all the benefits of the minerals you need to maximize the efficiency for photosynthesis, right? But there's 2 other things that are absolutely essential for photosynthesis. It is sugar and CO2. So Organoshield has done field studies where they have shown that with strawberries, they were able to get a 24% increase in yield. And why is that? It's because CO2 increases the surface area of your plant and the overall biomass, the weight, because it's increasing the surface area, right? And so for photosynthesis, like I said, you need sugar and CO2. Drops of balance doesn't have those 2 things. And so with Organoshield, when it breaks down after killing your bugs, so because it kills bugs on contact, it breaks down to water, CO2, and sugar, and it leaves a parts per million of around 700 parts per million around the surface of the leaf for around 24 to 36 hours. And we did videos showing that it increases the CO2 as the product breaks down. So when you combine these 2 things, you end up having an incredible and effective photosynthesis efficiency product, as well as an integrated pest management solution product. Because Organoshield is actually OMRI certified and one of the cleanest pesticides/fungicides on the market, you actually don't have to worry about it being toxic. But if you're using something else beyond Organoshield to take care of your integrated pest management solutions, drops of balance would also remediate it off your plant. And if you haven't checked out our 2023 field study report, it was a $30,000 field study report. We completed over 120 plant grows, third-party analysis showing the efficacy of drops of balance and how it works through heavy metal remediation, pesticide, fungicide remediation, as well as increasing the essential oils on the plant. So highly recommend check out all those different videos because we really do create not just informational videos here at Perfect Gardens, but we create a very factual story that keeps layering on and layering on so over time, as we learn, we share it with you, and it helps document the path we took. I hope you enjoyed this video. I only thing I could ever ask is that if you walk into your hydroponic stores, please ask your local stores to ask them to carry drops of balance. Let them know that you support the company, and it will help us by being able to get this product out to more people in the community. Thanks so much, and have a great grow.